Hi, welcome back, and thank you so much for giving your time today. We're going to talk about a very important part of the interview. So, Saurav Tiwari sir would have discussed various types of interview with you earlier already. One of those types of interview these days is video interviews. As explained earlier, it is because of time constraint or location constraint for any other reasons, right? So, my name is Neetu Rana, and we'll go ahead and discuss video interviews in details, how to prepare for it, and what you can do and what you shouldn't do when you're taking a video interview, right? So, come along on this journey with me and let's see what we discover. Okay. So, what exactly is the purpose of this particular session? What are we trying to understand? We are trying to understand the basics requirements of a video based interview. We are trying to understand technical requirements of setting up your interview session. It is very important, and understanding the difference between one way and two-way recording interviews, and what are the basic professional behaviors that you need to focus on while giving an interview. All right. Okay. So, three things: setting up, testing, and professional behavior. This is what we are going to cover. Let's see what setting it up actually comprises of. So, there are two types of interviews. There are two types of video interviews. One is one-way interview. You would actually, it's a live interview where you have a Skype or let's say any of these Google Hangouts or Zoom, some of the softwares that have come in where the whole panel is sitting in front of you and you are sitting live at an appropriate time and giving an interview. This is very similar to a face-to-face interview, and the only difference is that you're not in the same room. That's it. There are new technologies that have come in. So, one of the companies that I was interviewing for very recently is using a software product called HireVue. Now, HireVue is something wherein there will be a number of questions. So, it depends upon the level, the executive level or the manager level, the position that you are applying for. Based on that, you would have various questions listed. You will be given a link, and when you go to that link, your appropriate answers, the answers that you're giving to those particular questions listed for you, will be recorded. So, this is a one-way interview. One-way interview, you just have to record your answers based on the questions prompted by the system. What the HR does later on is that the recordings are then stored on a cloud platform, and they are viewed by a panel or HR, and then further action is taken. Right. So, one-way interview, it's a recorded interview. There are software programs like HireVue and Spark Hire, which are now being used to record answers, and this is for for future processing purposes as well. And live interviews that are held on Google Hangouts or Skype, where it is almost as good as a face-to-face interview. The only thing is that your locations are different, right? Moving ahead. Setting up the technical aspects of the interview. So, setting up your video interview. I want to just help you understand that please take it seriously. A video interview can collapse any time because your technology was not correct, or you did not download the correct browser, or you did not kind of pay attention to downloading the particular software required to run this particular interview. Right? Or maybe the time zones are different. Maybe you are applying for a position where the hiring team is sitting in a different location or a part of the world, and you got the timing all wrong. So, be very careful about how you set it up. Let's just go ahead and see what is the best that you can do when you're giving a video interview. So, webcam settings, microphone settings, I understand completely. We are carrying such smartphones these days that they can handle all these things without any problems, right? So, most of you would not really understand the need of using a proper webcam or a microphone for that matter when you're giving a video interview. However, my suggestion is that if you really want to make an impression, use proper technology. A webcam has higher pixel camera capture than your regular video settings for the phone or the computer itself. So if you get a good webcam and if you use that for a video interview that means so much to you, then it is always advisable. Most of the webcams these days come with a built-in microphone. However, if it is not too much of a effort, then it is a good idea to get a external microphone as well. Lights play a very important role when you are setting up a video interview. So the angle of the camera, you have to understand that the lights should be on your face. Half of your face should not be dark, the other half should not be getting all the light. It has to be placed, so you have to run this before the interview. You have to understand how you are looking when you're sitting in front of the camera. You have to decide the place where you will sit and give the interview. Your background, it is a good idea to have the background as neutral as possible. So have a white background. Do not have clutter throwing around. Also check the camera angle. Like when you are sitting and giving the interview, you've already decided where you're going to sit and you've decided how the light is. Please see the angle that the camera is covering, and your dirty linen or upturned chair or something else should not be visible when that particular camera is focused on you, right? Laptop and browser configuration. Sometimes you might not have checked into your Skype and the version may be outdated. Maybe you have not updated your browser and then that needs updation as well. Please do not leave it for the nth hour. Okay? This is very, very important. Wi-Fi configuration. It is a video interview. You will need a stable connection and you will need to have a very strong internet supply for that particular point in time. Right? The best option to be given at this particular time is that if you can have a LAN connection, if you can have it plugged in, then nothing like it. However, if that is not possible, check your Wi-Fi settings and ensure that they are there while you are giving the interview and there should not be any disruptions. Download any software that the team has asked you. Right? Download any software that the team has asked you to. So sometimes they send you their own specific link or their own specific software that they are using, or they have some cloud space for that. Please ensure that you are already plugged into that software before the interview starts, and don't leave it for the nth hour. All right. So testing. I would reiterate again and again and again, and this is something really so important. Do not leave it for fortune. Do not think that everything is going to work out, because there is Murphy's law, which actually states that if something is supposed to go wrong, it will go wrong. So don't be very, very sure. Test it at least once or twice before you go ahead and produce or actually sit for that particular interview. So practice your video interview. Ask a friend, get in touch with them, ask them to help you, or test the system configuration. Do not leave it for posterity. Do not leave it for the time 5 minutes before the interview. It might not work out even if you have the best of the systems. All right. Test your video and audio output. It is very important for you to understand whether you're sounding too loud, whether you're sounding too soft, how is the light actually falling, have you got proper camera angle. Please do that so that you don't have the problem. Just remember one thing. So this is your chance to make that first impression, and this is the only chance that you might actually get with them. So this is your first level of interview or the second level of interview. You have come face to face with a whole panel. You want to leave an impression that is lasting and you want to crack that interview. You don't want to to have, let's say for example, there was this student of mine who had given an interview, and he had recorded that interview without any preparation. So what happened was, when we checked that recording, he was facing with his back towards the window, and with the back towards the window, the whole video was recorded as if there is just a salute of a man sitting over there, because there was no light on his face, and having the light at your back actually it gives a very unclear picture. You can understand that there is a person sitting, but you will not be able to see the face. So these are very tiny little things, but you want to be very sure that you are looking your best and the camera is capturing your your whole getup and your whole personality properly, right? All right. So prepare your CV. This is absolutely mandatory. Please go through your CV very well. Please prepare everything that you have actually sent out, all right, and have a copy of that right in front of you on the table when you are giving the interview. So it would be nice if you can pin it up right in front of you, so that you don't have to look down when you're trying to read something. But either ways, you should have a copy with you of the exact same CV that you've sent to the panelists. Okay, then have answers prepared. I am saying you can't practice enough. Prepare and practice and perform. So these are the 3 P's that you want to remember: prepare and practice and perform. Only when you practice well, that is when your performance is going to be really to the level that you want, or even better, right? So have Google them and have some general answers and prepare them well, so that you're not actually looking for answers, or you're not lost for answers when you have the interview going on, right? Then as a practice, record your output, so that you are able to analyze and you are able to understand what exactly needs working on, right? You already have the technology in your hand. Why not? That helps you in becoming better. That helps you in cracking that interview that you've got your heart set on. So why not record it? All right. And last but not the least, like I said, practice, practice and practice. Professional behavior. Okay. So let's talk about the professional behavior. How should your behavior be when you are giving an interview? What do you think you should be doing when you are giving a video interview? Is it any different from the personal interview that you're giving, or face-to-face interview that you're giving? Sorry, it really is not any different at all. The way you're behaving in front of the camera is exactly the same way that you would behave when you're sitting with the panel face to face. So please wear formals. Please be properly dressed as if you're going for a face to face interview, right? Okay. Be very careful about your fillers and foghorns. If you understand what fillers and foghorns are the and these kind of sounds that we make, and foghorns are the sounds that we make, and fillers are the of course the words that we use when we are looking for alphabets, or when our vocabulary is short falling and we are looking for words. These are the things that we use in order to fill in the sentences. So what happens is that our brain is churning out data at a much higher rate than our mouth. So there is this gap, and what happens during that gap is that if we have not been told about this, we will be using foghorns like us and ums, or fillers like and, okay, right? So when we are talking in normal terms, when we are talking face to face, then sometimes this can be ignored. However, this is a part of speech that you might want to work on now that you're already aware of what foghorns and fillers are. Be aware of this technicality in your speech. The lesser foghorns, the lesser fillers that are there in your speech, the more confident you will sound. Trust me, the more the ers and the ums, every 5 ers and ums, your confidence level and the confidence level of the interviewer on your particular candidature goes down. So, be careful about that. The lesser they are, the better. More so in a case of video interview. What happens in a video interview is that sometimes these video interviews will be recorded and people will be able to hear that later on. And when you are hearing a speech with a lot of ers and ums, it actually sounds very disturbing to the ear, and that would not work in your favor. It will take away marks from your confidence level, from your candidature. So, be aware of these particular noises that we make while speaking. It's a very natural thing, but we should curb that as much as we can. Okay. Know the rules of the interview, the time limits if any, the length of recordings, etc. So, this is specifically when you are giving a one-way interview on a HireVue or any other software where the questions are prompted by the system and you are supposed to record your answers. If the answer says that it is a 4-minute answer and you have to cover all the points in 4 minutes, be very careful that you are not left hung with half the answer said, right. Be very, very careful about what you are saying and how to time that, and do not overshoot your limits. Okay? And when you are giving, like I mentioned earlier, when you are giving a interview for, let us say, a live interview on a Skype or something, be careful about the time zones that you are working, and be very careful to be there on promptly on time, so that nobody has to wait and you are not left feeling sorry or apologizing later on. You would never want to be in a situation where the first sentence that you are actually saying is, "I'm really sorry I am late." That's not a good way to begin a conversation, and you would not want to be in that position. So, be very careful about the impressions that you are making, because they are the lasting ones and they are the ones which are going to actually work in your favor to crack that interview. All right? Okay. Do not rely on notes. So, I did a lot of research when I was trying to think about what all things can I bring to this particular platform to help you understand what what are the importances of preparing for a video interview. I did a lot of research, but I came to this conclusion that it is a good idea to have 1 or 2 stick notes on the top of your laptop, so that you are able to recollect the points that you might want to make, your strengths and the areas of opportunity and stuff like that. But do not have too many sticky notes. Why? Because your eyes will then be looking at which one to actually refer to, and they will be moving here and there, and that would look very disturbing when you are looking into the camera. The moment you look down, you will lose eye contact with those people, and that will not work in your favor, right. So, do not have too many sticky notes stuck around your system in order to remember. Have some strengths, have some examples, but do not move your eye too far away or too much from the camera. Okay? All right. So, very important. Very, very important. I would say, and this is something that I have noticed a lot in my experience. So, I am getting an email and the request is, "Ma'am, please correct my CV." And the person whom I am actually having a conversation is, let's say, for example, an Amit or a or a Sachin. But the email is coming from rockstar24@gmail.com or fitnessfreak89@gmail.com. So, although it sounds very cool and it is a fantastic name to have, and I would like to probably have something like that for myself. However, in the professional world, it is always a good idea to have a professional name attached to your Gmail IDs, right. So, simply your name probably and a number, because if it is not coming through, you can have that, but you are the rock star. Your email does not have to carry that, right? It can just be your name, and the company has to find out their rock star, the next rock star, right? Okay. So, for Skype as well as for your profile photos, as well as for the username for email, and let's say for example, if you're giving your WhatsApp number out, or let's say for example, you're having a name, the username for Skype, make sure that before you enter the professional world, all these names are turned into a professional ID, because you're sharing it to the corporate, and it makes a lot of sense to have it in a professional format, right? Okay. Now, please try and understand why this is absolutely important, all right? You have to, so you are sitting in the comfort of your own room, and there is no one over there to give you the correct body language, or you know, to probably interact with you on one-on-one. However, this is your one chance to make that particular impression. So, dial up as much enthusiasm while talking about yourself, because if not you, then who? Right? You need that enthusiasm to be built up when you're talking to the person on the phone in front of the camera, right? Your voice should carry enthusiasm, you should sound energetic, your eyes and your hand movement should be exactly the same way as if you're giving a face-to-face interview. And last but not the least of this professional behavior, I would like to mention, please wear full professional uniform, right? So, don't be in your PJs or don't be in your pajamas and just have a tie or a shirt because you think that you will be sitting and giving this interview, and nobody needs to know. What if something flies away? What if you have to get up for some reason? You don't want to take that risk at all. So, a full complete professional attire, and you're ready for the show. Don't risk it, right? Okay. Some of the do's and the don'ts I am going to share with you are, please check your software, please check your any links that were given to you, please check the timings at least 48 hours before the interview. Please read the email that has been sent out requesting this particular interview thoroughly. You need to understand who will be there, you need to understand how to get ready for it, if there is any time limit, what are the kind of preparations that you need, do you need to have any specific answers ready beforehand. So, have a peaceful environment. Please tell everyone that you are going to have this particular interview at this time, and you want to be prepared for it, and you don't want to be disturbed during that time. Also, if you have an opportunity to give the time to the interviewer, then give an opportune time when your surroundings are more peaceful. You don't want disturbances while you're giving the interview. Like I said, this is your one and only chance with that particular corporation. You don't want anything else, anything to work against you at that time. Okay? Very, very important. You don't want Skype notifications or WhatsApp notifications or Messenger notifications and all the friendships and the love to be shown at the time when you're giving the interview. So, have all notifications shut down. There is no compromise here. You don't, because they will make sound, and even if they don't make sound, you will be distracted and you will be looking at them, right? So, you want all these notifications to be shut down. Put away your phone, please do. They are the most disturbing elements while giving an interview, and wear complete formal attire. Have a glass of water ready and have a copy of your CV, absolutely mandatory. You need that to refer back to what you have conveyed to the recruiter or the interviewer earlier, right? So, make sure that the copy of the CV is exactly what you have sent out to them, and you don't want any other version to be out there, because then the discrepancy, or you might have an embarrassing moment where something is not written on your CV and then you cover it in your current CV. You don't want to be in that position, right? Okay. look into the camera and speak. This is very important. Please place the camera at an angle where your face and your physical, your torso is visible. You want to be looking into the camera. Like I have mentioned earlier, please have a webcam if possible. Please have an USB microphone if possible. I understand that we have advanced versions of our technology in our hand, right in our phone. However, my suggestion is that please do not give a video interview using a phone. Please always use a laptop, and an advantage if you're using a webcam and a microphone, because, well, that they are used for this particular purpose, and it is the job of webcam to give a very good resolution as far as camera angle and stuff are concerned. So you want that technology if you can invest into it in your hands. Okay, you don't want to compromise there. Like I said, and this is absolutely, I understand we are in 2019, I understand that we have great Wi-Fi connections, I understand that technology is really a boon, but it takes it 2 seconds to become a bane. It takes just a few seconds for the Wi-Fi connectivity to lose its strength, right? In these situations, and if you can, please go in for a wired up connection or a LAN connection, all right? So this is something that I have noticed while giving interviews on the camera. Again, what happens is, because you have these lights and everything open, so the lights are focused on your face, and you get a shiny nose or a shiny forehead, and you want to touch up that particular portion a little bit. You don't want an oily face to be reflected into the camera while giving an interview, because again, an interview is recorded for posterity. Because people will always refer back to that interview to understand what you actually were trying to say, and you want to be in a position where you were looking your best, right? So just a small tip, just touch up your face a little bit, it will always work in your favor. Pay careful attention to hair and makeup. Have any details of your online, okay, this is something that you want to be very, very careful about. If you have mentioned something for your LinkedIn ID or a Facebook ID, and you're very proud and you want to display that particular ID on your CV, then have that ready when you want to share that link, and make sure that before you've shared that link, the link actually contains what you want to share in the professional world, and it doesn't have too much personal details that you want to that you might be embarrassed about later on. So this is something that you want to be very, very careful about. Okay, so this is a checklist that I have made for you, and I'm sharing with you. Let's see, just to understand how we are going to handle the questions. So basically, as mentioned earlier, I said that we need to prepare some of the questions that are going to come in the interview. It's a good idea. You guys are all very, very smart. You're much faster in technology than probably most of us, and of course you are the millennial generation. So all you need to do is Google, and when you Google will give you all the HR questions that probably could be answered. Most of these HR questions are divided into these 3 categories. So one of the category is called direct questions. One of them is indirect generic questions, and handling classic questions. So your goal should be to be able to tell all that you can. Remember, there is no time limit until unless so specified. Okay, especially with the tell me something about yourself question, I would want you to pre-prepare yourself for an answer which is at least 60 plus seconds, so 120 seconds. And at the maximum 3 minutes, not more than that, because then it starts to drag on. Okay, have an answer prepared, have yourself ready to give that kind of an answer. So direct questions, how much experience do you have in, let's say for example, AI, Java, HTML programming, right? Don't assume that if it is an HR round, they will not ask you some or the other technical questions. They can, right? It's their call. So be prepared for all the answers and don't look surprised if a technical question comes your way. Okay. What coding language do you have hands-on experience on? Right. Now, these are very, very specific direct questions, and they have to be answered with specific numbers. Try, the only way you can sound confident is when you have done actual work, right, and you are able to remember that properly. So, it is important to go back, look at your CV and understand what you have done and how to project that in simple words. All right. Okay. So, generic questions, these are questions. So, I have around 20 years of WorkX. If I enter a interview room and if I am giving an interview even after such a long experience, and if you as a fresher are giving an interview, both of us will be basically asked these particular generic questions. They are always there. So, tell me something about yourself. This question is, I believe, just like your presence, your body language, your attire, everything, just like this particular question is one of the most important questions that you can actually answer in the interview. It sets the frame in which the rest of the interview is going to go. It sets the trend in which the rest of the interview. So, tell me something about yourself actually should comprise of all your achievements, academic and let's say for example extracurricular. It should talk something about things that are not there on your CV. It should talk about a little bit of your aims and aspirations, and it should show little glimpse into the kind of person that you are, right. So, have your time. Sometimes students come up to me and ask, ma'am, how long should it be? Nobody is telling you to stop. There is no stopwatch. Take your time. It is your show. Make that impression last. All right? Okay. So, why do you want this job? Why do you want this job? Who's going to answer this question? You need to understand that your job description is something that you need to go through thoroughly. You will not be able to answer this question if you have been forced into the interview. You have to prepare. So, say for example, you are from CE or you are from EEE or you are from ECEN, okay, and you have just cracked the interview for TCS or Wipro. Now, these are firms which are working in coding, right. So, but you had a little bit of interest, you cracked the aptitude, and now you have cracked the technical as well, and you have luckily and most brilliantly come forward and joined us in the HR round. And the first question that they ask you is, why do you want this job? You're from a EEE or an EN background. Trust me, you'll be stumped if you haven't prepared for this answer, right, with some substantial examples. So, if you are coming from an EN background, or if you are coming from a CE background and you're going for a CS interview or vice versa, you will have to show them some example or some interest and a concrete attitude, a stable attitude, that you're very clear as to what you are doing and you're very clear as to what you're going to pursue in the future. At that particular interview table, you cannot show doubt as to why exactly I want this job, right? Okay, moving on. How to handle the classic questions. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Describe a difficult situation and explain how you handled it. Why should I hire you? Now, for the why should I hire you question, I always ask my learners, and this is a request that I am going to make to you again. So, none of the questions are actually assessing you whether you are giving the correct answer or not. All the answers are correct that are given confidently and with self conviction. Why should I hire you is a little different from the strengths question that is asked. So, I would suggest that before the interview, go through the website of the company that you are applying for. Okay? Go to the vision and the mission statement of that particular company. Go to the core values of this particular company. Go and check what are the core values that this company is actually based on. Okay? Then putting that on one side and your own strength on the other side. Why should I hire you should be an amalgamation of their core values and your strengths and how you bring both of them together to the table. Do not forget the JD over here. So, the third element that you're going to add to the why should I hire you question is that you're going to tell them the core values of the company is this is what I bring onto the table, and the job requirement is this, and this is how I fit in, and that's why you should hire me, right? However, once again, the confidence in your voice will only be there if you have done the 3 P's. That is prepare, practice, and perform, right? Okay. All right. And this is what you should not be doing. Do not have pets around. Please, I know you love your little dog. However, he should not be brought around, or she should not be brought around in an interview session. Okay? Forget to plug in the computer to have proper battery. Right in the middle of your whole show, your computer conks off because it was low on battery. Do you really want that kind of a thing to happen to you? There are no retakes. Try and remember that. Okay? Forget to download any relevant software. 10 o'clock you have this interview, and at 9:59 you realize, oops, the software is, let's say for example 5 GB, your Wi-Fi is not able to download it at the right time, and there you go, right? Frantic calling to the interviewer, telling them, asking them for time. This is not a position that you want to play. Okay? All right? Forget to wear, I cannot reiterate this particular thing enough. Please be in full professional attire. No PJs, no just a good top. Anything can happen. All right? Have too many sticky notes or pop-ups. Forget to follow up. Be mindful of your habits and forget to smile. Please do not forget to smile. All right? A gentle, pleasant demeanor will always carry you a very long way. What do I mean by be careful about your habits? Some of us, so these are things that we do unconsciously. Some of us have a habit of touching our hair when we are talking. Some of us have a habit of touching our noses when we are talking, right? In a face-to-face interview, you can kind of get away with it because, you know, there is no recording. However, in a video interview, what happens is that you actually get recorded, and if it is a one-way interview, then your whole interview has been recorded on cloud, and everybody would be seeing touching your hair 10 times, right? So be very, very mindful. It's going to be difficult. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but now that I've made you aware of it, you want to be careful with it, right? Okay? All right. And do not forget to follow up. So say thank you. And it is really not a very, it is a very professional thing, and don't be embarrassed in doing that. When you receive a request for an interview, you can always send a mail back to the recruiter saying a thank you note for the time that was given to you and requesting them to understand what your next procedure is going to be, right? Do not be embarrassed. Do not hold yourself back. Thank you is good manners. Use that to your advantage. Use that to make an impression, all right? Okay. Thank you. And I will welcome your questions in the comments section. And I hope you were able to understand and this chapter was fruitful for you. I would love to answer any queries that you have further. Please put them in the comments section. And this is Neetu signing off. Have a good day.